Hi. Wait,
Hi.
are we
Oh,
here?
wait.
Are we
Oh, yeah.
live?
I think we're here. I think
Chad?
I think we're here.
Chad, hello. Good
Are
morning.
you here?
Good evening. I'm not here. I'm
Oh.
just Circadia. My name is not here, sir. I'm
Oh.
actually
Oh, I'm
there.
not here.
Near,
Oh.
far.
I'm over there.
Anyways, Chad, good morning, and to
Well,
welcome to the funeral parlor for Asia 2, everybody. Today we're going to be this is going to be our final mini bun squad tournament for SEA, ending it off on a bang. For those of you who are completely out of the loop, in which I would be surprised about because we are all degenerates here, Asia 2 will be closing next week. F's in chat. Shuvi, opinions?
um
Thank you, Shuvi.
you're welcome. That is okay. Well, all the players are ready to go. I think Cirque, you and I are ready to go.
I am ready.
Start.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You're the
All right,
owner
let's
of the
go.
lobby, Cirque. What are you
which
doing?
doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean it doesn't make any? You are just like the alpha of the lobby. I think that's what it entails.
All right. Well, I guess are we gonna be our own camera people today? I guess.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure Yuki will start the stream up soon here. We're only choosing characters. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And we do have some very fun pick. Oh, what?
We have some interesting picks.
You turned it off when you left
from
the
the
talking
call.
right, Bill?
Yeah.
All right, but I am very excited to see how this Nathapon plays out, along with Kathy and Kiara. That is what I'm very excited to see. I need to actually mute my game so I don't hear it twice. So give me one.
What I do is I actually just push my microphone, my screen all the way up to the top left of Alley, just so I can have it in the game without having to mute it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but you're right. Nathapon definitely going to be an interesting pick.
What?
We have the Chiara, and I think this just kind of goes to show that Chiara, looking at that team composition, most likely will be played towards the tankier side. We've been seeing still, Kurt Chiara being a lot efficient in regards to being a killing machine in North America, but other regions really haven't adopted that necessary playstyle yet. And for what it is, that composition, I think having a tankier Chiara might benefit their team composition a lot more, because Anathapon really wants someone in the front lines that can keep the distraction away from them so they can just continuously push out the damage.
I do agree, and I feel as if Nathapon has been very underlooked in team modes. As you said, every server, this was before, not today, every server does have their own little meta, and I don't think anybody has kind of adapted to Nathapon yet, especially with a Kathy. His ultimate F-stop can be used very efficiently along with a Kathy, because she can set up, you can essentially chain CC with F-stop and then her suture. Essentially, when they come out, right of the F-stop, the Bard ultimate, as everybody likes to call it, you can just suture somebody, either two people together or to a wall. And I do wonder what build he's going to be going. It looks like he is starting off in, I cannot tell actually where this Nathapon is starting out at.
Over yonder.
Oh, over yonder in Pond. So I wonder what he will be going then, if we're going to see the Mirrorless or the Vic G build early, because obviously what a lot of Nathapons do for solos, at least, is they will go the Vic G early, because the ENAD on it, or I'm sorry, the EBAD is absolutely disgusting early. Oh, and he's going to be poking a little bit actually with the time lapse.
Yeah, and we're seeing right now as well, Elena as well as Monosaki. They're actually going to be going back to their... Actually, no, it's not going to be Monosaki. It's going to be Elena as well as Mr. Bai. We saw this composition from them months ago, the last time we casted Southeast Asia for duos, whether it be for squads. They're going to be running the Adela as well as the Aya. Most likely will be a sniper Aya, even if it's a pistol Aya. That definitely works. They'll most likely be meeting up towards Hotel. A good Hyperloop cancel from Celeste. That's just what Nathapon does. There's going to be the panorama as... Oh, no, actually, okay, take it out. Wow.
Yeah, the thing is, if you stay still, they don't go anywhere, because you're in the exact same spot. So he would have had him to move first.
Sir, if I was in the same spot and you pulled me like that, I get pulled.
I don't know if that's how that works, but Shuvi, I do love you.
I love you too. But yeah, I mean, just a standard start. It's just Nathapon being a Nathapon early in the game, even without their specific weapon. They're just there, kind of removing the opportunities for you to actually hyperloop. So for what it is, I think the Adela being able to get out, definitely a good thing. Right after all those skills, nothing else you can really deal with. You can't exactly kill anybody this early either. Nathapon is just kind of being annoying, and that's just standard.
Yeah, until he gets his weapon, it's looking a little bit of a copium. Oh goodness, and we do have
They are going to be going for it.
intervention. The intervention sniper Aya, very, very annoying in squads. Can do a lot of damage early. Rocker's Imperial Crown, the repaired slippers, and of course, like I said, the intervention already online. Mr. Bai is going to be clearing the right-hand side Wolves here in Hotel as they patiently wait for Tree, which is another 40 seconds. Doesn't have the ice yet, although I do believe one of the other two actually there. Whoa, Nero actually burned to a crisp coming out onto Stram. Oh my. Sadly,
Wow.
And that is Stram being taken down first. Here's Mirai Bell here to follow up with him. Chef can use the walk it off to catch up to Pekka Marisa and Kurairo, but it doesn't look like Stram is going to be able to save from this one. Only had the STG-44 online right now, as we do see Android 18 on 11. I got the two numbers mixed up. But yeah, and Nero is already cooking, and I'm very curious to see. They're not actually fully taking down Stram. Heart of Vietnam now. Team 2 is going to be able to get the hotel tree. Well, we do see Team 6 here wanting to contest it. And I also noticed none of the... only Nero's team name is appearing for some reason. But I don't... Okay, anyways. So we have Zhukai Binchiling, who will... I don't know why they named themselves that. Well, I do know why, but... They're crazy boys. But we do have Android 18 trying to get out of this now. Sumanai chasing with the Sua. Mirabelle stacking up the Queen currently. And what do you think so far? Are they just going to let Stram bleed out, or do you think they're going to try? Oh, nope, actually.
I mean, for these players right here, they had more priorities. They had a good control of Cemetery. We saw all the vision that they obtained already from the CCTV. They have surveillance cameras in their inventory as well, but I think still, right now with Cemetery, there's a lot of CCTVs that are getting changed. And a lot of it kind of comes down to removing certain areas in which you get vision with the CCTV camera. But Cemetery CCTV is actually still pretty good. So once you are able to get that control of the cameras in Cemetery, you're pretty much good to go for vision for most of the time. And we saw, obviously, Nero taking advantage of that, being able to knock out Stram, and Tree was coming up as well. No need to really force the kill, I would have to say, for that team. I'm not entirely sure if that team composition in general has good corpse killing methods, since they don't really have the consistent damage. But yeah, I think they were able to get Tree. Whatever they did, it worked out. No need to be aggressive or anything. It's also going to be Visca now getting chased down by Moro. I'm surprised by this. The 11 not deciding to walk back. They're just letting the William walk away from a Yuki. Yeah, obviously that's not going to be the case though. There's the William. It's going to be the fight against all the pitchers in the world. There's the Eye of Blank Shot, but is that going to be enough? The coup de grace does land onto the 11. There goes the William. There goes the 11. There's the Aya. But then Nero's walking into this. What is going on here? Nero just passed straight by. The Aya misses completely on his bird to a crisp. He's going to continue to try to chase down the Yuki. Actually lands the saucepan, but nothing else is going to result from this. Mirai does land the Queen. Not much damage coming out. I guess they put more points into castling more so than anything else. Calcumi will try to be chasing down Monosaki. They do land the Q on the chicken, so they do get some movement speed. Look at this from Calcumi, sniping down the Sniper Aya. That will be the first team of game number 1 going down. Team 6 getting completely destroyed, and a great fight from team number 3.
And it looks like all the action in the game right now is moving towards Cemetery. Now we do have Kurairo and Pekka Marisa trying to revive their ISOL Stram, but it looks like they're not going to be able to do it. It looks like Pekka Marisa is going to be the one caught now by Zhukai Binchiling yet again. And let's hope Nero actually is able to hit his ult this time if he actually decides to use it, because the last ult against team, I believe it was team 3, Calcumi's team, he couldn't kill anything with it. which was really surprising. I believe he chose the wrong target, honestly. He didn't really know who to go after in that situation, and it just kind of fell apart. I mean, it worked out in the end, obviously, but still fell apart. And now we have Karairu, who's going to be the solo for Team 5 right now. All the reses are still left on the map. Team 6 is completely wiped off, so it's literally, he's the only person on the map that can res right now, so it's all up to him. And he is on the Erendite Jackie with Amazoness, Sword Stopper, Rhino's Music Box, and the Circlet right now, which is interesting. I don't know if I've seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I think one of the only reasons why these kind of builds nowadays that we haven't really been seeing for a while actually work out. Diadem single-handedly changing the meta for a lot of these players, and I think with the barbed wire in the inventory of Kurai, that's probably what they're going to be aiming to go towards. Obviously, with their teammates down, not going to be the sole focus of Kurai unless he decides to at least build up their items first before going for the resurrections. At this point in the game, though, in the squads, it's really dangerous running around. If you were playing a Dagger Jackie, then maybe. If you're playing Axe Jackie with Harpy, where you have the extra movement speed to run around with, maybe. But if you're running Erendite, the only thing that you really have access to stay alive is, as a matter of fact, it's going to be the parry, because we've been seeing, yep, and there we go. It's going to be very difficult for this Jackie to stay alive, and we saw the end result of that. Nero will actually be able to land the bird to a crisp this time around. I feel like he has more accuracy on that compared to, what is it? He has less accuracy on this bird to a crisp compared to his saucepans, because we're continuously seeing him land those Q, but in the end, that one works out. 2 procs on the bird to a crisp does knock out the Jackie, which means we do have 2 full teams being taken out by the 8.5-minute mark. It seems like these 2 teams are now going to be duking it out over towards Forest, but a great panorama will stop everyone in their tracks, and the fight gets dispersed.
I'm not trying to be that guy. Panorama says he.
I know, right? What's his W?
I think it's
I think Q's is snapshot, right?
Yeah, Q is snapshot. His E, the skill shot is panorama, and that's it is an ability. I can tell you that right now. It is most definitely an ability. That is called load time lapse.
You searched it up.
No.
You searched it up.
No.
You searched it up.
Yes. But
I know you too well.
But the one thing that I did actually want to talk about that I saw on the scoreboard, Mark Swade, the cat actually no, but actually we do have a fight going on. Steady shot coming out from I, going to be doing a whole lot of damage to Mark Swade, but oh, hold on, the plague is popped from Leonis. Oh, beautiful F-stop. Heart of Vietnam going to be the only one able to do anything right now. Elena Yukino does have the queen prep though. Sniper skill coming out, nothing going to be able to get off of that. Heart of Vietnam is a bit far up ahead from everybody. Panorama actually did hit him. There's the time lapse, not going to be doing anything. Elena Yukino does have the queen yet again. Will stun be able to come out? No, the bat will die from that. Actually, Heart of Vietnam, they want this so hard. They know that plague is going to be down for quite a while. Now, walking through this is actually going to be, cast. Wow. There's a knockoff from Lena Yukino, and this is what I talk about, the power of both Yuki and Adela in squads, the infinite chase potential they have. There is the coup de grace, going to be able to do a whole lot of damage to Leonis. Queen goes down as well, and that will be Leonis going down to the ground. Down for the count, as they would say in wrestling. Now we do have another fight up here in Temple. Team 1, Jukai Binchilin. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Calcumi not able to get him up. There goes Calcumi down as well. Now it's up to Taki trying to finish it off. 1v3. I don't think he's going to be able to do it though. And that will be it for Team 3.
How many people have Nero killed with the belly flop? At this point, I feel like half of their team kills has come from the fact that Nero just belly flopped on the person. We saw the ISO going down. We just saw the Yuki going, not the Yuki, I would say, the William going down. I'm assuming the Yuki also went down to it, because we saw that Nero got the kill credit for the Yuki, but they're going to be able to walk away. 6 kills under their name right now. 2 teams completely gone due to their team effort at the moment. It seems like Leonis will also fall down over towards Avenue. The kill secure going over towards team number 2 for themselves. And this team composition right now, it's working out. Before, this team actually used to run the Alex instead of the Yuki, but we're seeing the composition. You talked about it earlier. Yuki as well as the Adela. The chasing potential, it's endless. And great coup de grace coming out from Heart of Vietnam. definitely setting up a lot of these fights, and it's really nice seeing this composition come back with the Adela and the Sniper Aya. You gotta make a decision. You gotta go in, or you gotta leave immediately. Once they get you in their sights and they decide to chase, you're not getting away from that.
Yeah, it is absolutely disgusting, as we both said, in terms of the pick potential. There is one thing that I was trying to talk about before those fights happen, is that Mark's Wade, the Cathy, actually has Maharaja this game, which is very rarely ever used nowadays. It's become a lot more popular on characters like Shoichi, especially in solos. There's a few KR players that have been using it, and I do think it's not bad now after the multiple buffs it's gotten, because when it came out, it was Deadly Ray out from Mr. Bai now. Deadly Ray combined with the Kandala, he is going to hurt. And there is the first res of the game actually coming out on Leonis, and it will be possibly the only res of the game, as all the other teams are just flat out dead.
Yeah, and one thing I really wanted to note in regards to team number 2 as well, a long time ago when Elena as well as Mr. Bai used to compete in a lot of duos tournaments that Yuki used to host, they actually opted to go towards the Scotties as their first glacial item, but we're seeing right now that Elena as well as Mr. Bai and Heart of Vietnam, they actually opted for the glacial shoes onto Elena, so a little bit of a strategic change there, and I'm actually liking that because we saw how they were running down team number, I believe it was team number,
They were it was
4.
team number, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they had just, that was an avenue. They had to revive Leonis in Hotel after that.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Yuki in the front lines as well. It's not going to be solely Elena trying to tank up everything, trying to soak up everything while trying to initiate. So the fact that they actually put the glacials on this Adela, I really like that decision, giving them the chase potential, giving them even more of a potential to just catch up to people in general. That's what an Adela needs to do. And Elena has always been impeccable in landing queens, in landing the Night Forks. This composition has definitely thought out their strategy for this tournament already. And this Glacial Shoes, even if it might be a small change from the Scotties, for what it is, they could have just done it because they didn't have the bracelet. Whatever. It's working out for them, and it's beautiful seeing the results of it so far.
And we do also have to talk about, this is a Tien Yuki, which is something we do not get to see often. It is quite usually always going to be either the Erendite Yuki, it could be an Excalibur if they're running the regen build, but something like Tien has been very overlooked for a while, ever since it got changed, and this was months ago. This was when they had made Aurora Longsword. Plasma Sword became a lot worse because of Aurora Longsword, if you remember all this. That was, I think, when a lot of people started to use Mono Hoshizao on every dual sword character, but that kind of died. That died very fast, the more I think about it.
Yeah, it kind of died extremely quick because of the dominance that Alex was running around Lumia Island, just right-clicking everybody to death. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. Tien, not a usual pick that you would see on Yuki. As you mentioned, even if they went for two-handed sword, Hovid exists. Exactly as you mentioned, there's some other ones out there. Excalibur definitely is another good one. But as I mentioned earlier, you need another frontline, and the Yuki is going to be another frontline. We're seeing Amazonas actually coming out from this Yuki as well. That Yuki is one tanky boy, because with the changes to Tien a long time ago, cooldown reduction on top of the base defense that you were able to obtain from Tien beforehand, this Yuki is just going to be running around. We see the EOD boots on them. We see the burnished Aegis. This man is on absolute crack when it comes to survivability, but that doesn't mean his damage output is weak either. He has the coup de grace to fall back to if he ever would choose to do so.
And don't forget, he does have 2 Mithril right now, so he always could opt in trading out for a Mithril armor, which is going to be a bit hard to get right now. The only real way they could get it is to look in archery very fast, or go into chapel right now and look into cemetery a little bit. But obviously, not all that worth it. Amazon is still a great item by itself, so I do wonder what they're going to do with the... I do wonder what they'll do with it. Maybe they make Mythwater. Obviously, Mythwater is never bad.
Shield.
Yeah, Mithril Shield too. Here in Beach, if they ever decide to go grab a turtle shell. I believe Myth Boots are off the question here. They're out of the question.
Yeah, Steel Chain still exists. Actually, no. No.
It's because Tights are in Avenue. Yeah, I'm.
Nope. No, it's in Forest. You have Slippers in Avenue.
Ah, true. Yeah.
So the opportunities are there, but the window of opportunity is closing for a lot of these teams. Actually, no, not necessarily, because Steel Chain as well as Tights both are going to be accessible from Alley as well as Forest. But right now, it's going to be Mr. Bai. It's going to be team number 2, just slowly taking control of Avenue. This way, they have an easy way in towards both Alley as well as Forest, depending on what the future final zone is going to be, which we'll see in about 35 seconds here. Mr. Bai, Elena, part of Vietnam, they're just slowly building up their power arsenal. We also actually have the magazine bag for Heart of Vietnam as well. I didn't mention this earlier. They also opted to go towards the taproots. I like that decision. They have the healing potential. This just further goes to improve their tankiness in the front lines. And with the fact that Nimble Neuron changed the healing for items so that you can only have 2 going at a time. I've had multiple times yesterday where I felt like I was eating food because I'm so used to the duration of the 3 food eating at a time that I just ran out of food eventually. So small efficiencies with food here and there is going to go a long way, especially in this tournament for squads. And Mr. Bai slowly but surely building up their items prominence.
Take a look at Forest. We're actually, hold on, I am sorry to interrupt, but we actually, it looks like we're about to have a fight here in Forest, as we do have our final zone. As Shuvi said, it will be Forest. Team 1 and Team 4 are both going to be fighting a little bit for the control of the final zone, as we do see Team 1, Zhukai Binchilin, very clearly dominating this spot right here as Team 4 attempts to crack their defense. They did almost get a very good catch on the Mirai Bell there with the panorama into the time lapse, but sadly was not enough. Leonis is the person that they're going to be looking for here to start off this fight.
Don't die.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping that they're not able to die here. Sumanai did use the shield there. What? I'm not gonna die, don't worry. But there is the time lapse. Sumanai has to use the Don Quixote to actually get out of the panorama's range. There's the stun on Leonis, as we do have Team 2 coming in from behind Heart of Vietnam. This is gonna be a very big fight here. F-stop actually landing onto Mirai Bell there. Oh, time lapse goes out as well. And here's Heart of Vietnam going in. Everybody is fighting right now. Coup de grace onto Leonis will hit, taking him down very low. Nero is able to take him down right now. Heart of Vietnam going in yet again. He is the major player right here. Burnt to a crisp out, along with the checkmate, gonna be doing a whole lot of damage. Heart of Vietnam down to about 10% health. Now that will be Nero falling as well. There's a whole lot of damage going out right now. What is going to happen? We do have Luer Celeste Simp out in the back doing so much damage as the Nathan. This is going to be so much damage from him. He is doing an insane amount of damage actually. And now Sumanai will be rezzing Nero on the left. Getting him up is insanely good for them. Now with the big man back up, who will be able to control the rest of this fight? Luer is the only person left up from Team 4. He's going to be heading outside of the zone right now, trying to rest. Nero walks it off right into Mr. Bai. He's falling very low. Will Mr. Bai be able to do anything? No, he goes down, and here's Luer trying to go in. Celestin panorama hits onto Elena, is about to bring him back actually into the zone. He's trying to get as much damage. There's the flash from the camera. One more auto, and that will be Team... Incredible. Wow, Team 2 falling to Team 4, and finally, it looks like... Luer is the last one that needs to be cleaned up. Celeste Simp, he's going to be going down. He's not doing a whole lot of damage. He does have the cannon camera. If he had mirrorless at this point, he would have done a whole lot more damage. There's the F-stop, but the checkmate to actually counter it, and it does not matter. Nero and Team 1 going to be taking the rest of the lobby down with 10 kills. My God.
An absolutely incredible coming out from these 3 right here. Oh my goodness, what an absolute mess we saw in Forest at the end. And exactly as I mentioned before the game even started, an absolute bloodbath is what you can expect from Southeast Asia. We saw plenty of that in Forest just now, but I think all of these players played it exceptionally. And for what it is, I actually thought that Celeste, especially after that F-shot going straight in onto their target, I thought it was a mistake. Why would you walk in yourself as a Nathapon into 3 other players? But it worked out for a bit. Leonis, although I don't think I've seen any of their plagues necessarily be useful in this game at all so far, but being able to survive a little bit towards the end, keeping their Nathapon is safe even though they straight up walked into another team. as well as Marx's Kathy being able to be there, supporting everyone with that Mahajari that you were mentioning. A great fight from all of these teams. Every single member, I think, did absolutely exceptional. And it's a little bit unfair for Elena as well as Mr. Bai, who's been working so hard to try to get themselves up and running for this game, to end up with 2 kills. But in a mess like that for the final zone, it's going to be what it is. And I think everyone just fought really well.
Now, we do have the scores after game 1 right here in front of me. In first place with 58 points, we do have Zhukai's Binchiling, which is not even surprising. 10 kills and first place in the first game means they are going to have an absolute god-awful amount of points. In second place will be Quick Fast with 21, and following right behind in third place is Farewell Asia 2 with 20. Fourth place will be El Sword Returned VN with 18. Fifth is Fried Avocado with 5. And in sixth place right now is Just Want Top 2 with, well, 2 points. And very well played to everybody in that first game. There wasn't a lot of early deaths that I think impacted the game too much, which was very interesting. I am happy to have, seen it. I do think a lot of the teams, or every team, I should say, have really prepped for this. I know a lot of them have been practicing the last few days, especially Mirabelle, Nero, and Sumanai. They've been doing a whole lot of work. Surprised to see Sumanai not on the Ava, but who knows what we'll be able to see in the next few games.